I'm Rudranath Sanyal. Welcome to War and Peace, the country's longest-running television series on security matters. Once again, we thank all our viewers who write to us frequently from different parts of the country and abroad. Well, viewers, for this special edition of War and Peace, the War and Peace team is at Sainik School Purulia in West Bengal, which is celebrating its Golden Jubilee. And our guests today are General K.S. Kumbar, who is the General Officer Commanding of the Bengal area, Air Marshal Arup Raha, the Air Officer Commanding-in-Chief of Air Force's Central Command, who has actually passed out from Sainik School Purulia as well, and Abanendra Singh, the District Magistrate of Purulia, who has joined us from his office. So let's come to the topic of discussion in this special edition of War and Peace from Sainik School Purulia. It is military education, and as we take a look at military education, we take the Purulia Sainik School as a case in point. Brigadier Kuldeep Singh, who was the Deputy Commander of the Republic Day Parade in the capital on 2 consecutive occasions, had first learned the drill as a 10-year-old cadet. It was at Sainik School Purulia in West Bengal, which is one of the 25-odd full-fledged military public schools directly under the regular service officers. Here in the parade grounds, every child is like a little adult, for the march past has to be just perfect, like regular military men. But parades are only one part of military education that ideally should begin at the school stage, as in Sainik School Purulia. Here the focus is on discipline, integrity, team spirit, physical fitness, and mental robustness that are well pronounced, be it at the parade grounds or the firing range.
First round, grouping, fire!
I am the headmaster of Sainik School Purulia. I am responsible for the training and discipline of the cadets. And here I am training them how to be familiar with the arms and ammunitions and firing range. And they are here to be trained for the firing skills. So my boys are being trained for the firing.
But you are also responsible for academics at the same time.
Yeah. I am also responsible for the entire training of the school, which also includes academics, their PT parade, their discipline, and other activities.
So you are both an educationist and a military man. What does it mean?
So I am from the Army Educational Corps of Indian Army, and I am responsible for even academics. That is my primary aim here. Apart from academics, I am responsible for entire training of the school.
Which includes military training?
Yeah, it includes all military training and discipline.
I am from the executive branch of the Navy, and I am a specialist in anti-submarine warfare. And as a specialist, I have been associated with the imparting naval training. I was an instructor in the ASW anti-submarine warfare school at Cochin, and so I have a fair background about imparting training and education. So here my role is basically to look after the administration of the school.
The school also has its own helipad, which is used by Air Force personnel to emphasize that the sky indeed is the limit here. Besides this, there's regular academics like any other school, except that here too the students or the cadets have to wear uniform like military men. And alongside subjects like mathematics and English, they also have to take interest in matters like the missile development program. The classes are from class 6 to class 12, after which the boys are encouraged to join the National Defense Academy. Otherwise, after passing out from the school, the cadets join any other field with the full force of the essential values that they develop at school.
Here I have learned the values of life and discipline and integrity, and I want to serve my nation by joining NDA.
I want to serve my country.
There is thus a growing awareness that many of the values and skills that are developed at military schools can be used as cutting edges in myriad other fields of human development and nation building. This was evident when Sainik School Purulia celebrated its Golden Jubilee, and ex-students from not only the armed forces but all walks of life revisited their alma mater and took stock of some of the core values that they imbibed here.
Of all the opportunities that we have in our country, armed forces definitely is the best. But if I can't, then the next thing I say is, wherever I go, I will carry the spirit, can do it with me. And as long as a man is prepared to rough it out, put in his best, no matter where he goes, he will do well.
I went and studied at Kharagpur, then went out to study at University of Michigan, lived there. Now I've settled there, I have a business, but the school has given me all. When I look back, I see that what I've done today is all because of this school, so I came to pay my respect.
The school's motto is, "Can do it." Whether it is the young cadet who has just cleared the tests to join the National Defence Academy or the school's teachers, the motto is the same, that is, to be able to deliver against all odds. To demonstrate this, the school's biology teacher, Mr. B.B. Giri, and his boys successfully nurtured a coconut tree in the dry lands of Purulia with some smart innovation.
Coconut, it needs one thing, that is good water supply in the soil. And I found that here in this part, there is some amount of water is still existing, and so I thought that it may help and support the plant to grow.
Right.
And you can see the result. Within 10 years, we are getting such a big plant which is giving fruit.
Major General Subrata Saha, who is the division commander of the army, is an outstanding alumnus of the school. He has the unique distinction of being graduate from both the US Army War College and the Staff College in UK. What does the Sainik School movement mean?
Well, the Sainik School movement has, many senses, many dimensions. It started off, of course, with the primary purpose of preparing young boys for the National Defence Academy, and as it has grown, it has given people to many walks of life. It has influenced a large section of our society, and the important part is probably it has brought in very high quality public education to earlier elements of the society who could not have afforded it at a very affordable price, with all the scholarships that come from various governments, and the quality of education which is being imparted. And I think more important is the sense of values that get instilled in these 7 to 8 years that a young boy gets to spend over here. So, well, of course, the primary function does remain to provide cadets for National Defence Academy, but equally the way they contribute to every walk of life with the very high sense of values that are being instilled over here.
A build of that sort, a mental build of that sort, prepares them to face challenges in various fields. We are talking about various fields.
To get back to my own experience and of serving in the army for so long, and as you know that I'm back here after 38 years to the school, having passed out from here in 74. I think the biggest thing that this school gives you at the very beginning, when you join class 5, 6, whatever it is, it sort of levels you out. Irrespective of the background that you came from, you are together in the same uniform, same routine, same life, morning till night. So that's the first level. And the second thing is, because you come into a new environment and you adapt, you actually take nothing for granted. i.e., you're open to a whole range of contingencies and you're ready to face any kind of challenge. Now just see the spread of what I told you. Doesn't it help in any stream of life, both military and non-military?
You're also a China expert. Did you start taking interest in Chinese studies when you were in Sainik School Purulia?
I'll definitely not call myself a China expert, because to be a China expert, you really have to know a lot more. But then yes, I would call myself interested in China, and with all humility, I must admit that interest kind of got evoked when I was a student here in this school. And
in Sainik School?
Yeah, of course, I quite recollect our geography teacher had given me a little assignment on China, so I walked up to the library, did a little bit of research, and I found it very, very amazing, very interesting. And to be honest, I joined the school in '67. That was just about 5 years after the major Sino-Indian conflict.
Sainik School Purulia, which is located on the Ranchi Road at some distance from the Purulia town, is like an oasis in the midst of backward areas. Spread over 280 acres, it was set up in 1962 with a controlling authority in New Delhi's South Block when Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister. It is not only a center for quality education under the direct supervision of regular service officers, but it seems it also gives inspiration to the locals in surrounding villages who can hope to send their bright wards to the school with government scholarships through an all-India competitive examination. This was reflected in the cultural show during the school's Golden Jubilee celebrations. This is a tribal dance sequence that symbolizes peace and prosperity that the boys and teachers chose for the occasion. We spoke to a boy from one of the local villages who not only joined the Sainik school but also cleared the tests for the National Defence Academy. So Tisha, you are going to join NDA, you have cleared the tests, SSB. So, and you are a local boy?
Yes, I am a local boy. I am from this nearby village named Lagda, sir. I am here for this last 7 years, but though I have born in Purulia, I like this place and I am proud that being a localite, I am studying this school and the school captain, and I have also been able to clear my SSB. Sir.
Right, very good. So what are some of the values that you are going to take with you from here?
Well, sir, the foremost values I have developed is the sense of responsibility, because staying in science school for 7 years, sir, the foremost thing I would have got from my seniors, from my teachers and from all the officers I went through, sir, the sense of responsibility, because whenever any task is given, sir, anything for any science school cadet, sir, he is very responsible and dedicated to his work.
See, in this school, the boy gets admitted after the All India entrance exam, and there you get both type of boys, one who is coming from an urban background, who is from a well-to-do family, and a boy who is from a rural background. Now we have to patch up and we have to bring both these boys at par, and then subsequently they are competing in the world with, though the starting points are different, but we are here to make them at one platform, and thereafter they take off.
Show us the location of the
standards are kept up, be it in the classroom or parade grounds or in the half a dozen full-fledged play fields of the school. Be it football or hockey, cricket or basketball, the cadets have to be in a gear that almost resembles that of national teams.
Let's thank God. Let's thank God. For the food. For the food. We're going to receive.
When the boys change into another graceful gear to enter the school's dining hall, it is a treat to watch. The mess can accommodate over 500 students. In recognition of these standards, the Postal Department issued a special cover to mark the occasion of the Golden Jubilee of Sainik School Purulia.
The latest batch out of 52, around 42 or something like that has come out. So in the NDA. So and it is one of the most pioneer such institutions in the country, and therefore we are all proud about it. And a special cover should come out, and not only special cover, as I said, it should be a commemorative stamp also in due course.
You're watching War and Peace, the country's longest running television series on security matters, and as we take a look at military education, we take the Purulia Sainik School as a case in point. Let's begin with the General Officer Commanding of the Bengal area, Major General K.S. Kumbar. General Kumbar, you are the chairman of Sainik School Purulia, chairman of the local board of administration of Sainik School Purulia, which is under the Sainik School Society in Sena Bhavan in Delhi. Now, what is the significance of a Sainik school, and what do you think is the essential difference between school education in general and education with a military bias, as they say in Sainik schools?
Yes,
Science schools have been established with an aim to train cadets to enter National Defence Academy, and in case that is not possible, enter defence services through other academies, such as directly through Indian Military Academy, Naval Academy through in Cochin, and so on. That being the aim, the training and the education here is more military oriented, emphasizing on discipline, physical fitness, mental robustness, and building up camaraderie among the students. These are the key features of education here in Sainik schools compared to other schools in civil. Basically, it is the responsibility of the state government to provide land and infrastructure for the establishment of the school. And it is for the MOD, that is the Ministry of Defence, to provide service officers to run the school. I have taken up the issue of improving the infrastructure in Sainik School Purulia during the last Civil Military Liaison Conference that we had about 3 months back. The state authorities have assured me that they will look into it.
Right. Air Marshal Arup Raha, do you think the whole business of the Sainik school movement, so to say, that started when Pandit Nehru was the Prime Minister and Krishna Menon was the Defence Minister, that has truly crystallized now?
But it's great to be here back in the school after many, many years, and after having served in the armed forces for almost 37 years now. What was the school then in terms of infrastructure, the facilities? There has been a lot of improvement.
What kind of role do you think this school can really play in propagating peace and also spreading this message of discipline and mental robustness?
As I had mentioned earlier during my talk to the school, there is a need for us to be inclusive as far as the society is concerned. While we should be professionally very sound and we should be standing out amongst everyone as far as the professional standards are concerned, but we have to include the entire population in our activities. So Sainik schools in this region, after all, the people in this area have economically they are not very forward, I would say. They are actually backward. And when they see this school, maybe they'll have the desire amongst them and to put their children to avail such facilities. And fortunately, Sainik schools cater for children coming from all states of the society. So maybe we need to cultivate the local people and show them the facilities that is available, how their children would be groomed to be a very responsible citizen in the country. I'm sure it will be a very good idea for them and they will appreciate it. And maybe there will be more harmony in this area when they realize that Sainik schools are doing a good job and the government is spending a lot of money and effort in bringing up children from all states of the society.
So what you perhaps mean, Air Marshal Raha, is that the merit cum means scholarships should be enhanced so that children from economically weaker sections can also join the school if they are bright enough.
Absolutely right.
Now let's go over to Mr. Abanindra Singh, the District Magistrate of Purulia, who is tackling the Naxalite problem in many areas. Now, Mr. Abanindra Singh, what is the meaning or the import of Sainik schools according to you?
It is not only the army where values like discipline, courage and self-discipline is required, but it is also required in other field of the life. So output of the Sainik school is basically in terms of life values, and these characteristics and values like courage and self-discipline are required everywhere in life.
And Mr. Abanindra Singh, do you think Sainik schools and military education can play a role in checking the Naxalite movement?
I think it is the only education and development activity which can lead this society to a right path. Otherwise, in the absence of schooling and right values and this spirit of the constitution, then there is every possibility that any person can be swayed away by anti-social elements. So presence of Sainik school and other schools is very, very important to fight with this Naxal problem. In our Sainik school, basically all management is in the hands of the very disciplined, well qualified and experienced army personnel. So training and education of all students is of very high quality. So that is not available in other schools of Purulia or any other districts. So I think that is the thing which makes a great difference. Many officers are from Purulia Sainik School. They have a emotional feeling towards Purulia, and when they come to conduct an operation, it's a different impact on their performance.
You're watching War and Peace, the country's longest running television series on security matters. We will take a break now. Please keep watching.
मैं तो सीधी सीधी बात करने वाला आदमी हूँ कि जिस जगह पे सत्य है वहाँ खुदा है, जिस जगह पे अहिंसा है वहाँ ईश्वर है।
Welcome back. You're watching War and Peace, your program on security matters. And for this edition of War and Peace, the War and Peace team is at Sainik School Purulia in West Bengal for a special edition on military education. Now let's go back to Air Marshal Arup Raha. You know Air Marshal Raha, the district collector who has also joined us in this program, told us that Sainik schools can actually play a clear role in making the state a lot more peaceful, the state that is beset by the Naxalite movement in the Jungle Mahal area, which is also quite close to the school. So what in military terms would you say in terms of military science, which is also understood by civil administrations, of course, what do you think is that special benign role that institutions like Sainik School can play?
The schools are there to bring up our future citizens. And Sainik School is going to contribute not only in the field of defense, because everybody doesn't go and join the defense forces. The rest of the people join other professions and they do extremely well from the students of the school. So therefore, if we get large number of people from the entire cross-section of the population in that area, very large numbers, then obviously it will be seen as a good gesture towards the development of that area and the people in that area. So I know this area is slightly backward, as I mentioned. So this is one area where the government can actually help in bringing the school to have better facilities and have more number of children from this area join the school.
Okay.
The population in and around Sainik School, if they join the armed forces through Sainik School, they'll identify themselves to be part of the system. And that is very important, as you mentioned, to maintain peace and harmony in any particular region. They will become responsible citizens. Once you have a stake in the, as responsible citizens from this cross-section of the people, then automatically the people will not resort to violence or any other means because they'll not be the deprived people anymore. They'll be part of the development. That's how I think the Sainik schools can add to the peace and harmony in any particular. Right. Almost there is no one amongst the from students or the alumni of Sainik schools who have not done well. Okay, so obviously they are contributing to the society. They are contributing to the well-being of the society because they are doing well professionally. They are personally well off, and they contribute to the harmony in the society, and they are part of the growth. And Sainik schools do contribute substantially.
General K.S. Kumbar, when the collector says that Sainik school can actually play a role in mitigating the problem of Naxalism, What does it mean to you?
It means to me that in whichever region the Sainik schools are located, that particular district and also the neighboring district will have a lot of development in the years to come, in the sense that you will have people from that region entering armed forces. You will have people from that region entering various other professions, the engineering profession, medical profession, civil profession, and civil services. As it has been proved now over the last 5 decades that students from Sainik school who do not enter armed forces, who do not get a chance to go into the armed forces,
because the armed forces perhaps cannot have that many number of vacancies.
Yes.
If all the Sainik schools were sent there,
exactly.
Forces, right?
Only the best persons will be selected, and the balance. It doesn't mean that the balance go into oblivion. They go into professions and excel in those professions, which is good for the society and which is in a way good for that area, development of that area, and that is the benefit of having Sainik schools in remote areas, in less developed areas like the one here.
Air Marshal Arup Raha, to come to a point quickly from, say, another end of the spectrum. You know, here we are talking about military education that has a bearing on civil society, surrounding areas, propagates peace by way of its benign and fruitful benign role. Now, you know, boys who wear uniform from the age of 10 join military schools like Sainik schools, Purulia, and then join institutions like the Air Force and go on to become very important fighter pilots and senior officers in Air Force. So do you think this is also one of the cutting edges of the Indian Armed Forces?
Yes, of course. Now, it's not only the Air Force, but the other two defense forces, the Army and the Navy. Everybody is imbibing and inducting new technologies. So we require the right kind of material with who have the faculty to take this on, absorb the technologies and contribute effectively. Therefore, the education that we are receiving in the Sainik schools is grooming these people to be able to handle such technologies in the future. Maybe we could modify the syllabus if required, if the time requires.
General K.S. Kumbar. From every field, there is a Sainik school stalwart. From the book industry, we have David Davidar from Sainik school Kazakutam. We have Prahlad Kakkar in advertising. He is from Sainik school Kunjpura. You have the likes of General Raha in the armed forces. You have Rakesh Roshan,
yes,
who is a film actor. You have Prakash Jha,
yes,
also from Sainik school. So every field.
We have Captain Gopinath from Sainik school Bijapur.
Okay.
So he's from my school.
Okay, so you are also from a Sainik school?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Right, so all 3 of us who are sitting over here are from Sainik school. Right. So on that Sainik note, we come to the end of this edition of War and Peace, your program on security. If you wish to write to us, you can send an email to warandpeace@dd.nic.in. We have one more email address for you. Please note it down. It is warandpeace2004@hotmail.com. You can also send your letters to War and Peace, room 513, Tower B, Doordarshan Bhavan, Mandi House, Copernicus Mark, New Delhi 110001. We would like to remind you viewers that you can watch the War and Peace program every Sunday at 12:30 p.m. So thank you, General Kumbar. Thank you, Air Marshal Raha. Thank you, Mr. Avanindra Singh, who has joined us from his office in Purulia, and thank you all. Bye-bye.
तो बदलेगा रंग, होंगे नए दावेदार, होगा नया ढंग, बिछेगी बिसात, होगी नई बाजी, पर होगा वही जिस पर होगी जनता राजी। वो कह चुके जो था कहना, वो कर चुके जो था करना, और कुछ नहीं, बस होगा जनता का आदेश, यानी जनादेश। उत्तर प्रदेश, पंजाब, उत्तराखंड, गोवा